We're at the Windsor Canal Trail. This is in Suffield, Connecticut. Over there is the Sofia Bridge. We'll be walking over that way soon. That's the way we're going to head, because that's where the beginning of it more or less is. And then, so then we'll come back across this way and head down toward the canal trail. We got this little parking area, there's park benches and a little field out there. Plenty of parking. You can come down here and fish. And these are the Enfield Rapids over here in the Connecticut River. They say that this is about as far as Captain Kidd the pirate sailed up the Connecticut River, and he supposedly buried a treasure over there on the other side, but that still hasn't been reported as being found or claimed. There's the rapids. And that's where you would see the other side of the river. Maybe somewhere right over there, there's millions of dollars worth of gold. They're just out of reach. Alright, this is the Sofia Bridge. It was underneath, a lot of graffiti. I used to hang out here when I was a kid. Yeah, when I used to go up on that catwalk. I haven't done that in years though. A long time ago I did it. Yeah, we used to climb up there, get up there, climb across that I-bar, get to that wall there, climb over it, come down onto the handrail, and then come down. But as you can see, that thing goes all the way across the Connecticut River. All the way across. Of course, always graffiti on the bridge stanchions. Always graffiti on the bridge stanchions. This is the bird sanctuary. It is along the trail. It's mostly like a bike trail, but most people walk on it. You can't go over beyond there. They got like a drainage ditch and then a fence up. Little park bench, garden area. Someone left their bike lock here. Yeah, different types of plants and flowers. And this little rocky thing. This is a very good idea for you. Clean up your dog poop. Place bags in the trash. Yeah, I like that. There's an old weather building right there. Checking out like water temperature and current speed and all that. It's been there forever. It's old. I don't even know if they use it anymore. This is the barn, where they keep the equipment. Some of the equipment for maintaining the park. And we talk my volunteers. These are the eagles. This is the eagle nesting ground. They got bald eagles. Hopefully we'll see some. That would be really cool. And then, of course, here's the painted map. And of course, everybody loves the Connecticut River. Here's another map of the river. Here's some of the species of fish you can get. Catfish, these are my favorite here. Brown bullhead tastes really good. And of course, if you come up here, there's another piece of paper here. The salmon, you can't keep those. As we come walking down now, come up to the bike route. And I got the sign telling you which way to go and the rules about closing, except for fishing. You can fish after dark here. And this little garden area here, pretty nice. If you come around, see this flag that somebody made, weaved into the fence here, right below the rusty barbed wire. And that structure in the background is the old dam. This is where the dikes are. The old lock system in the canal. That's how the name Windsor Locks got its name, because of these locks. They don't really work anymore, but you can still see some of the remnants of the old machinery. And the old bridge, you can look down, you can actually see the water through there. And there's the bridge. These are the old locks. Used to be able to go out on there. Now apparently they put a fence up. There's the old structures. I mean, some of it is still in good upkeep. Must replace parts of it just to keep it safe. But this will open and close and let the water in and out. And I'd hate to be the guy who had to climb down and do the maintenance on that there. A lot of people died, I believe, falling off of here into the cold rapids right out there. But when I was younger, you used to be able to walk over there, and you could actually open and close these locks. This is the old canal. Goes all the way down to Windsor Locks. And then keep going. And there's the Sofia Bridge. And I told you I used to hang out under there. All them stanchions have ladders that come down, so you could climb down and hang out. But I don't think that it's pretty frowned upon nowadays. Fell off one of them ladders. He was come flying, rushing down here, and get caught up. And this riptide here, and it would suck you under and roll you around. See, that happened in the wintertime, you were done for. Fortunately, the water gets lower in the winter. There wasn't a lot of boat traffic. But yeah, they built this because of the rapid areas up around here. And so the boats could get up. Like I said, this is about as far as Captain Kidd made it. This is a dam from inside the canal view. Really interesting structure. Look how the water is just low enough so you can see them. Kind of look like eyes looking out. You'll see a lot of wildlife down here. I'm going to see if I can't find a trail down closer to the river. I know they are here because you can fish here. Like the sign said, closes at sundown unless you're fishing. They got these park benches where you can sit down and enjoy the view. Hey, there's a hole or something over here. So I think we're going to take a seat down onto this little park bench right here. And we'll see what the view is. The mighty Connecticut River. Alright, well, right here there's a little trail down to the river, so I figured I would take this one. It's a little steep and slippery looking, but we'll make it. I mean, what happens if we fall? It'll just be like that other video I made where I slipped. We come down. And a little sandy beach area along the river. Got little trails here and there, driftwood, galore. You can see by that tree that the water is pretty high. But it's springtime, it's May, so the water is usually pretty high. Oh, I built this little contraption. Here you can see some of the original construction from this side of the dike. There's a lot of you can come down here, you can fish and enjoy the view, come for a walk, find some beat up old wood. Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to have fires here, but apparently people do. So, it's kind of come to the end of the line, so I guess I'll just try to transverse my way up here. This looks awfully steep and hazardous, but, you know, we'll get there. And we made it back up to the path. Now we're down by the canal. This is the canal side of the canal walk. This was dug out about 300 years ago to keep the trade routes open to the Atlantic, all the way up to Springfield, up through the cities of Springfield and further up through Massachusetts, even into Vermont and New Hampshire. Because of the rapids that you've seen on the other side, they dug this out. This is an incredible feat of manual labor. Nowadays people swim and fish in it. I don't think there's much fish. This is almost stagnant water. It runs off just fast enough to keep it from being a mosquito breeding ground. Well, I would prefer to fish on the other side. A little walk through the Windsor Canal Trail. Over my shoulder you'll see a field that's been turned over. It could grow anything from tomatoes to corn, wheat, possibly, most likely though, tobacco. I could tell that, I assume that from the types of barn up on the hill. Those are tobacco barns. I know what you're thinking. Isn't tobacco grown in Virginia? And yes, it is. The tobacco that you smoke in your cigarettes is grown in Virginia. But the tobacco that you roll your blunts in is grown right here in the Connecticut River Valley. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Goodbye.